To the people who say the U.S. must defeat China. Recently, in online videos and message boards, I've heard a few people utter something along the lines of, yeah, we need to end all the wars and overseas wars, the Ukraine war, but we should focus on China. Really got to stop China. Now, this is a dumb goal. Have you learned nothing from the past 30 years of war after war, chaos followed by more chaos? We already lost when our greedy clown world elites gave them our manufacturing base so the elites could make more money for themselves from the cheap labor. China was smart to say, sure, we'll gladly accept all these manufacturing jobs, and they did what industrious and smart countries do, built themselves up, prospered, and turned themselves into a powerhouse. The best thing the U.S. can do now is admit they screwed up royally, that they fundamentally changed the U.S., eviscerated the working and middle class, hollowed out and turned once thriving communities into ghost towns all over the country. And this led directly to and multiplied the social problems of drug abuse, mental illness, and homelessness that have further devastated the U.S. Since the jobs went away, they decided to use big military as a jobs program in many poor and depressed areas around the country. It was all these places had going. Thanks to the disastrous decision to let the NAFTA corporate predators loose. On top of all that, they thought it would be a good idea to allow financialization of the economy. In other words, we became a country that used to make things and was once the manufacturer for the world, and instead, the financial predator class would be allowed to metastasize and control around 40% of the economy. China, on the other hand, over the same period of time, has been raising their citizens out of poverty by the millions, offering hope and opportunities, affordable living, and excellent quality of life. It sees this as important. Imagine that, a government actually working to provide economic opportunities for people and to improve their quality of life. The best course of action the U.S. could take would require great humility. It would be to apologize to the American people and to say, hey, we screwed up massively. Everything we have done, while it provided great profits for a few, has wrecked and brought unspeakable harm to our nation. We acknowledge we can no longer compete fairly with the other great powers of the world. We are being left in the dust when it comes to everything except perhaps the production of bombs and weapons. We also have been led by a class of people who lack vision and common sense, most likely because they are blinded by greed and self-interest, and cannot see clearly that the world has changed. They want to continue being the boss and the bully of the world. Instead, we see the way forward is what many other countries have been saying for years. China has been saying it. Let's have peace and cooperation. Let's share mutual prosperity. Let's trade, work peacefully together, talk out our differences, raise each other up together. We are already connected and rely on each other in so many ways. Let's be honest, there is not now and never was any threat to the U.S. from other countries. For too long, we've been stuck in a dumb Cold War mindset. We perceive threats everywhere. We're protected by two oceans. No one is going to be invading anytime soon. We have a mindset that only our country, our system, could become the strongest and be a leader of the world. Another system rising on the world stage is something that breaks our brains and is driving us mad. It will require a few decades, a generation or two even, but we should focus on home. We will start on a new path to build this country back up, provide opportunities, do our best to provide great quality of life here once again in the U.S. It has been war after war, chaos followed by chaos for years now, due to the stupidity and greed of our so-called leaders, a handful of people who held the reins of power. People want peace and stability, and to cooperate peacefully with China and all other countries. They are tired of being told which foreign countries to resent and hate, while their own country screws them over and over, taking their hard-earned dollars and using it for the grift of the military-industrial complex, while the U.S. crumbles and quality of life is a vanishing memory. Unquote. We can at least dream. The most likely course of action of current clown world leaders is to double down on stupid, continuing the same loser policies of belligerence, chaos at home, and chaos abroad, which benefits no one, except for those invested in the military-industrial complex grift, the arms industry, the investors, many of whom in Congress who pass the laws and profit from them. I'm always open to being proven wrong, but this is how I see things playing out. Prove me wrong, U.S. leaders. The ball is in your court. To citizens who believe the propaganda, all I can say is, have you learned nothing from the last 30 to 40 years? Will you continue to allow these clown leaders to dupe and manipulate you and use your money as they do so to fund these dumb and disastrous policies? The policy of trying to contain another country, destabilize them, using underhanded methods to weaken them, derail their growth, amounts to more fuckery, does nothing for the American people. We should stop this immediately. What about Taiwan? The Chinese people do not want to fight a civil war. Whatever differences there are, the U.S. should stay out of it. Stop provoking tensions, let them cooperate, work out their differences peacefully, as they are likely to do. Just because the U.S. has been fighting constant wars and wars of choice, not for defense, it doesn't mean other countries share the same warlike mentality. China wants to create a new model for world peace, stability, and mutual aid and development. This is what they've been doing for years. Let's take them at their word and join in this new way that we should try. Endless war against other countries also functions as war against the working people of the U.S., taking all that money that could be used to improve life at home and dumping it into the abyss of the war machine. Let's have a new era of global peace, and let's appreciate the stability and what that means and feels like for all of us. Let's end all of the belligerence, the chaos, all of these endless bullshit wars, and the mindset that engenders them.